Hi, my name is Udee Onyioha, and I'm the creator and designer of African Calendar. African Calendar is authentic African Igbo sub-Saharan calendar prior to the introduction of the Gregorian calendar to Africa. Just like the Chinese have a Chinese calendar, the Hindus have a Hindu calendar, the Jews have a Jewish calendar, the Mayans have a Mayan calendar. Africans also have their own traditional calendar prior to the introduction of the Gregorian calendar to Africa. Now, the African Calendar book series is just not a calendar about African dating system. It's also an educational tool. What we want to do is also use the African calendar as a tool to unite people of African ancestry all over the world under a common cultural focus. The Chinese are united under the Chinese calendar using it as a cultural focus. The Jews use the Jewish calendar as a cultural focus, and we feel that we have to do the same, and that it's time to show the world that the sub-Saharan African has always been capable of original thinking. I'm very proud of this project, very, very proud. We started thinking about doing this since 2004, and then November of 2014, I decided that I was going to go ahead and make this project become a reality. So I have with me copies of the African calendar put together in one 32-page booklet to show you what the African calendar is all about. And I'm hoping that after you take a look at my presentation and take a look at the calendars that I have available, that you will find it in your heart to sponsor this project. So without further ado, let me show you what the African calendar is all about. This is an African calendar booklet. And in this booklet contains 7 volumes of African calendar. So let's get started, shall we? The first calendar is Africans, great African leaders. Now, this calendar is beautiful. If you look in the front of it, you can see represented in the front of this calendar are several African leaders from Imhotep all the way to Nelson Mandela, so on and so forth. And when you look at this page right here shows you the subject matter, which is this subject matter here. This is Imhotep. You get to learn and read about Imhotep. If you need more information, you could log onto the internet or go to your library and get a little bit more information. This is one of 13 subject matter that you will find in this particular African calendar, Great African Leaders in World History. And over here, it gives you the etymology of how Black Sub-Saharan Igbo people started to use a calendar. And down here is a subject matter in history. So you get to learn about Africans in history. For example, this subject matter deals with the first humans that 5 to 3 million years ago, came from Central Africa. So it's a beautiful thing. It's not just about the dating system, but it's also a historical tool to teach both adults and children about African history. So let's continue. And I'm going to flip this page right here. And this page actually shows you what the calendar looks like. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watermark of Imhotep in the middle of it. 8 days in a week in African calendar and 13 months in a year. And these letterings that you see here are virtues and proverbs that one can live by all week long. So it's a beautiful thing, and you could actually structure your life using the African calendar as a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tool, to sustain your living. And of course, when you flip the back of this particular African calendar, great leaders in world history, these are the subject matters in the African calendar, from Wangari Maathai to Marcus Garvey, to Nelson Mandela, to Rosa Parks, to Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahikeoke Onyioha, Miriam Makeba, Kwame Nkrumah, and so on and so forth. So let me flip this, and here's the next calendar, and this calendar is African masks. There's a subject matter, as you can see right here. This subject matter, it tells you about the mask, what the mask is used for, where the mask came from, and over here gives you the etymology of how Africans started using the calendar. And down here is the subject matter. So let me flip the page. And of course, that's what the calendar looks like. As I mentioned earlier in the previous version I just showed you, and this is the subject matter inside the calendar, 13 different masks, because we have 13 months in a year. So you get to learn about all these masks down here. And then you flip, and here's another one. This calendar is called Great African Empires and Kingdoms. You get to learn about African empires and kingdoms, like the Canaan Empire right here. Again, is the etymology of how Black Sub-Saharan Igbo people started using a calendar. And here is a timeline in history right down here. This one deals with the Dahomean female army. So you get to learn things about African history, things that you know already, and things that you don't know about. Beautiful thing, beautiful, beautiful calendar, as you can see. So let's flip to the next page. And of course, this is what the inside of this particular version with the beautiful watermark in the middle looks like. And these are virtues and proverbs, African virtues and proverbs that one can live by all week long. And these are all the kingdoms and civilizations of ancient Africa right here that you will encounter if you decided, for example, to own one of this particular version of the African calendar. So let me flip over, and here's another one. And this one is called African Scientists and Inventors. And it shows you and showcases contributions that Africans have made in the field of science. Here's a subject matter, and here's the etymology of the calendar, and also a timeline in history right here. And let's flip to the next calendar. And this one is called African Sports Icon. Beautiful calendar. You can see Muhammad Ali right here. And these are several subject matters out of 13 that we have inside the calendar. For example, this is Florence Griffith Joyner. This is Pele. That's Usain Bolt. That's Serena Williams. That's Nwankwo Kanu. That's Michael Jordan. And of course, this is your subject matter in this particular calendar. This is a historical timeline at the bottom, and also the etymology of how the calendar began. And then we'll flip to the next one. Beautiful, beautiful calendar. That's a watermark of Florence Griffith Joyner, the Olympic gold medalist, rest her soul. And of course, these are all the sports icons that you find inside this particular version of the African calendar, from Pele to Muhammad Ali to Jack Johnson to Usain Bolt to Chip Chegokano to Wilma Rudolph, Jim Brown, Hakeem Olajuwon, Jordan, Tiger Woods, Jesse Owens, so on and so forth. And then you flip over here. This calendar is called African Cities. You get to, again, you have a subject matter and all the information about the calendar, and also right here is a subject matter at the bottom. This is what it looks like, and that's the subject matter that you're going to find once you decide to own this particular volume of the calendar. And then let's flip over here. Here's another one. This is the seventh one. This is called Wild Africa. Great for children in particular. You get to learn about African animals. For example, this is a subject matter that deals with the mandrill, which is called Adaka in my language. And you have a timeline in history, and you have how the calendar began, description of how the calendar began, so on and so forth. You flip it, beautiful watermark. Children love this one. This is just a beautiful one. And also all the pictures of the calendars, animals that you will find inside the calendar. And then over here is African horoscope. This is what a horoscope looks like. Just like you have the Chinese horoscope, you have the Gregorian calendar horoscope, dealing with Aries and Taurus and Sagittarius and Cancer and what have you. The Chinese have their horoscope that deals with the dragon and the rat and the tiger and the monkey, so on and so forth. African calendar, we also have our own horoscope that deals with the root, deals with the sun, deals with the moon, deals with lightning, deals with the scepter, deals with the fisherman, deals with the mother, so on and so forth. So it's a beautiful thing. This is what it looks like, the African calendar horoscope, and all this will be available once we're able to raise the money to be able, or the funds to be able to produce these in large quantities to satisfy the growing demands that we have out there for this particular product, which is documented, by the way. And then, of course, over here, we have a 50-page user guide for the African calendar. So just in case you're having difficulty pronouncing some words and what have you, we have a user guide that will allow you to be able to navigate the African calendar with ease. This calendar is very, very beautiful. It is needed. It is just something there, that we want to put out here that will educate people about Africa's prowess in all areas of human endeavor: science, religion, history, you name it. Africans have participated in these areas of human endeavors, and we just want to showcase it to the world, use it as a uniting tool for people of African ancestry, and also an educational tool that we want to see and work as hard as we possibly can to get it into all schools all over the world. Just like schools all over the world learn about the Gregorian calendar, schools all over the world learn about the contributions that different races have made to civilized behavior. We also feel that we could use this to also showcase Africa's prowess, educate, unite people of African ancestry, and quite frankly, unite the rest of the world. It's not designed to take the place of a Gregorian calendar, because that's not a possible thing. It's just designed to showcase a little bit of Africa and make learning about Africa fun, and also make people of African ancestry feel that they have a stake in their upward trajectory. This is the African calendar. It's a beautiful thing. I hope that you will sponsor and fund this program. We really work very hard on it. God bless you, and you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. African calendar, let's do this.